Hello again, everybody. It is Drew White with Access LaPorte County, and we are back with another episode of This Week in LaPorte County, and we have Eric Williams with us again from Michigan City Special Events, and it's hard to believe, but it's Labor Day. Kids are back in school and getting ready to transition into the fall season, but here in Michigan City, that for a long time meant Oktoberfest, and Oktoberfest is back.
Oktoberfest is back. Labor Day weekend, you said hard to believe. I feel like it was just yesterday. We were getting ready for the St. Patrick's Day parade, so these last few months have just flown by, but that's what happens when you're having fun. So very excited to get out here again this weekend and have a little bit more fun to end the season.
Well, before we talk about Oktoberfest, we often make light of the fact that, just you guys are very, very busy over the summer, and I know between the Singing Sands and the boat race and the patriotic parade, you threw in the Fisk Family Fun Day. You had mentioned St. Patrick's Day. You guys are very, very busy during the summer, but, that probably makes it go even faster for you guys.
It definitely does, especially as a two-man staff when you ramble all that off and when you really think of the semantics that go into events, or even the behind-the-scenes stuff of, social media, making sure the bills are paid, all that type of stuff. It's a lot for two people, but, again, when we get out there, we're having fun with everybody. It's worth it.
And you guys do an outstanding job, but next at hand, this is kind of the last big one until we get into the holiday season. But Oktoberfest coming up on Friday, August 29th through Monday, September 1st. Every day it will be a noon start on Friday. Music doesn't start until 3 p.m., but every other day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, noon starts for music. A couple of the bigger names on Friday is Naughty, and then on Saturday, something that isn't necessarily music, but it's something kind of designed, I think, for the kids.
Absolutely.
Matt Kalita will be doing a magic show to open up the day, I believe, on Saturday.
And if you've not seen Kalita do it, he's a great performer. Definitely something worth bringing the kids out to check out.
And he has done many hits on WGN Morning News and Kalita from here in Michigan City, and it's definitely a great show. Another popular one, the Together Band on Sunday night. I know there's a lot of people that will make it a point to be out there for the Together Band.
Yeah, Together Band, they fill that tent, and with good reason. Great music, extremely talented, and just one of those, you can't help tapping your foot when they're up there. So very enjoyable way to end the Sunday night for sure.
And then wrapping it up on Monday, you've got Eddie Carosa, and the final act will be at 3:45 on Monday, Duke Tomato.
Duke Tomato.
Will be returning to Michigan City.
Absolutely. Duke's been doing it a long time. You can tell by his performance, and he's still doing it the way he's always done it. He still moves well, and does a great job out there. Always, when we end it, we got to end it with Duke. That's the one thing that I'm told. So Duke will be out there again, 3:45. He takes the stage, and excited to have Duke with us again.
Yeah. And again, one of the things that, when this is being planned, you want to try and get music, every type of music for everybody. This is the types of music or genres of music. That's the word I was looking for. The genres that you're going to be seeing out here: folk, jazz, rock, pop, polka, southern rock, German, country, blues, funk, reggae, bluegrass, punk, metal, dance, Motown, Celtic, ska, Americana. And I didn't even mention all of them, but a couple of them kind of doubled up. But really, over the weekend, if you can't find the type of music that you're into, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, if it's not on that list, I probably haven't heard it. And I got to give a huge shout out to Tim Bauer. Tim is our volunteer. Tim actually books all of this music for us, and he does a great job of just making sure that the times flow, the genres mix up very well, and just a huge, huge thank you to Tim, and a lot of credit for the work that he puts into this.
And obviously, after this is done, we will be putting on some slides that'll give you a chance to look at the different acts and what time they will be performing. But as always, you can go to the Michigan City Special Events page on Facebook, and that information is out there as well. As of the time that we're talking right now, 14 food vendors and somewhere between 50 and 60 arts and merchandise vendors lined up for this coming weekend.
Yeah, the art craft merchandise vendors, we're right around 50. The week leading in, we tend to pick up a couple, we'll lose a couple. So I'd say we're going to finish in the 50 to 60 range with just a very wide range of products. A lot of these are vendors that you've seen at previous events. Some of these I've never worked with before, so I'm excited to see what they bring out. But just a very diverse lineup of just different arts, crafts, community resources, just different products and different groups to come out and visit. Food vendors, like you said, we have about 14, and we've got about everything out here. We've got tacos, we've got elephant ears, we've got deep fried vegetables, we've got coffee, we've got snow cones, we've got ice cream, we've got Jamaican, we've got pretty much everything. Pizza. I mean, if it's not out there, I don't know what more you want. Sunset Grill will be open. They'll be doing a German buffet, so we'll have a little bit of German food. Again, it's food right with the music. If it's not out there, I don't know what.
Plenty of opportunities, and like I said, I kind of want to stress, bring the kids out for the Kalita Magic Show on Saturday.
Yeah.
I know that one of the things that some people have kind of said is that they Oktoberfest back in the day sometimes had some rides, and I know that you and Terry have been trying to address that, but given the fact that it is Labor Day, it's kind of a difficult time to be able to commandeer some of those types of acts, but ultimately, hopefully, in future years, we're going to be able to build it even more for the younger generation.
Yeah, that's the hope. You know, we've done a lot of homework on trying to get people to come out, and unfortunately, a lot of these carnival companies, they want you to take the whole midway, and just at this time, with two of us, we can't take it on right now, but we're hoping as we continue to grow that we'll find some unique ways, like the Kalita Magic Show, to bring some family-friendly events out there. And as far as that goes, too, you know, you can really make it a day. It's a $20 parking fee at Washington Park if you don't have your beach sticker, but that also, when you get into Washington Park, you have access to the beach. You can go over to the zoo, you get Oktoberfest. So I mean, you can really map your day out to where you've got a full day of only $20 to park, and with no admission cost to get into Oktoberfest as well. I mean, that's $20 well spent in my opinion.
Right. No, and again, for those that live here in Michigan City, that parking sticker is going to get you into Washington Park for free. And I know that after boat race weekend and everything like that, we had to commandeer a lot of those parking lots for the boats and everything like that. But there's no boats here. Should be hopefully plenty of parking in Washington Park, allowing everybody to come out and enjoy the festivities at Oktoberfest. Any secret surprises we need to look forward to, or do we want to leave it for the event for them to find out for themselves?
I think we got to leave it for the event. Plenty of reasons to come down, but if we've got some secret surprises, I mean,
we got to keep them a secret, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Eric, appreciate all of the work that you always do, and what Terry is doing to give the residents of Michigan City and our visitors something to do. And I know that, I think the last time we talked, I kind of said that the Singing Sands Sand Sculpting Festival is quietly one of Terry's favorites, but Terry and yourself, being from Michigan City, one of the things that was very important, I know, to Terry was to bring Oktoberfest, which formerly was run by the Michigan City JCs, but this is kind of an event that he really wanted to be able to bring back to Michigan City.
Yeah, absolutely. He said Singing Sands is quietly one of his favorites. Oktoberfest is loudly one of his favorites. He's been very clear since he took this position that it was one of his top priorities was bringing this back and doing the work to really build it back up to what it was. You can't do events like you used to in the 80s, so a lot of, we get told all the time it's not what it was. It's never going to be what it was, but we can do our best to get as close as we can, and that only happens when people come out and support it.
Right. So we want to encourage everybody, come on out, get some food, listen to some music, watch some magic, and definitely check out all of the vendors this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday. You get a bonus day because of it being Labor Day weekend. But Eric, again, thank you very much for stopping by and talking about Oktoberfest coming up at Washington Park this coming weekend. And until next time, I'm Drew White.
Bye.